Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to our live health show coming to you live from Al Khair Ikra studios. Before the break, we were just discussing this amazing remedy called phosphorus, mashallah. And we mentioned that it's a very, very effective remedy for various things and it's suited to certain type of people. And what we're going to do now, inshallah, we're going to go through all the symptoms it can help kind of cure. And before we do that, we're going to talk about where exactly it kind of affects the person. So this remedy firstly affects the mind. So people who are always anxious and worried, they're worried about themselves, they're worried about the future, they're worried about dying. This remedy has a fixation on death. ये जो दवाई होती है ना phosphorus, इसके अंदर ये तासीर होती है कि जिनके लिए ये मुफीद होती है उन लोगों के अंदर ये घबराहट ज़्यादा होती है, एंग्जाइटी होती है, उनको फ़िक्र रहता है ऑल द टाइम, छोटी छोटी बातों पर उनको एंग्जाइटी होती रहती है, खुद के बारे में एंग्जाइटी होती है, फैमिली के बारे में जो एंग्जाइटी होती है, इनको तो सबसे बड़ी जो दवाई होती है होम्योपैथी के अंदर 5-6 हज़ारों में से, तो सबसे ज़्यादा जिन लोगों के अंदर ये फ़िक्र होती है फैमिली के बारे में कि उनको कोई हो ना जाए, फोत ना हो जाए या मैं ना फोत हो जाऊँ, उनको ख्याल करने वाला कौन होगा, तो सबसे ज़्यादा नंबर 1 रेमेडी जो फ़ायदा कर सकती है ये दवाई है phosphorus. This remedy worries about itself, worries about its family. He worries that, or she worries that they may die, and if they die, what's going to happen to their family? The biggest thing that can happen to this person is something happens to their family. It's their biggest nightmare. So, and then if they've been through some kind of trauma, something's happened to their family, then these people really become unwell. They have anxiety. It's really like, until you see it, you can't understand. You won't even guess in a million years that these guys are like that. But if something happens to their family, they become ill, then these people who need this remedy, their mind will become going to hyperdrive and hyper mode. They'll start thinking this, like arsenicum album. This is why it's very close to the remedy called arsenicum album. And as I mentioned before, I call them brothers and sisters. Why? Because sometimes you give one way, you need to give the other. They're that close. You make mistakes in giving it. They help when you give it, but sometimes you need one and not the other. So this remedy has got a lot of anxiety. It worries about everything. They're very nervous, they're very sensitive, and they are very restless. ये जो दवाई है, इसके अंदर ये यानी कि बिल्कुल ये आराम चैन के साथ नहीं बैठ सकते हैं. इनका दिमाग भी बहुत तेज़ होता है, सोचते रहते हैं. इनके जो जवारे और आज़ा हैं वो भी हिलते रहते हैं, पाँव हिलते हैं, हाथ हिलते हैं, कुछ ना कुछ करते रहते हैं. They're very sensitive types of people, number 1. Number 2, as I mentioned, the fear. Their mind plays games with them. They're always worrying. They have palpitations. They have anxieties. They wake up at night time because of worrying, and they often worry when there's no need to worry. They think of death, and this is why they are people who need people around them. You have other remedies that kind of like to be on their own. This remedy always wants people around them. It creates sympathy. It gives sympathy, so it can attract sympathy as well. They fear dark. They don't like to be alone. They have a lot of fears, and their mind plays. They're scared of the dark, scared of ghosts, scared of like thunderstorms. It's a good remedy for animals who have this kind of anxiety. And another good use of this remedy is that it's very good for anesthesia. When you come out from general anesthesia and the symptoms you have, the grogginess, the pins and needles, this is a very good remedy for that. So at night time, this is the time when the fears come out of these people. So that's why they don't like being alone. Number 1. तो बस इनके अंदर घबराहट और डर बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, खुद के बारे में, फैमिली के बारे में, फ्यूचर के मुस्तकबिल के बारे में. रात इनके लिए बहुत अच्छा वक्त नहीं है, क्योंकि उस वक्त इनको ये यानी कि लोग तो सो जाते हैं, ये तन्हा होते हैं, और तन्हाई के अंदर इनको वहशत होती है, घबराहट होती है. Let's go to a call. अस्सलाम वालेकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू.
वालेकुम सलाम. मैंने पूछना था कि मुझे इतने डकार आते हैं, जैसे गले में नीचे फूड होता है, चेस्ट ऊपर, इतने आते हैं. 6 हफ्ते हो गए, और मैंने कार्बोवेज भी लिए, और भी मुझे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
आपने कार्बोवेज ली है?
जी,
आपने कार्बोवेज दवाई, आप कह रहे हैं ना कार्बोवेज, आपने वो दवाई ली है?
कार्बोवेज ली थी ना, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
तो सिम्टम दोबारा बताएं, क्या हो रहा है गले के अंदर?
ना जैसे नहीं डकार आई जाएंगे, कोई फूड भी खाओ या फ्रूट खाओ या कुछ खाओ,
हाँ
रात को तो इतने आते हैं जैसे स्टक हो जाते हैं गले में, ऐसे जैसे
ठीक है।
सांस नहीं
आपको घबराहट भी होती है, आपको फिक्र भी होती है, आपको एंग्जाइटी होती है?
तो ये तो मेरे साथ रहती है।
साथ
वो तो
रहती है।
पहले भी नहीं आते थे, अब तो 6 हफ्ते हो गए, 6 वीक हो गए, इतने आते हैं रात को बेड में जाने पर, पढ़ती हूँ दवाएं इतनी,
हाँ
पता नहीं क्या है, मुझे समझ नहीं आती,
तो
मुझे
ये जो है ना, मैं आपको बताता हूँ, ये एक दवाई है रूबिनिया, उसका नाम है रूबिनिया 12x, बहुत ही अच्छी दवाई। जिन्हें आप लोग ज़प्रोज़ोल लेते हैं, ओमराप्रोज़ोल, जो प्रोटॉन पंप इनहिबिटर्स होते हैं ना तहज़ाबीत को ख़त्म करने के लिए, तो उसके कम अज़ कम उसके मुतरादिफ है, उससे बेहतर भी है, लेकिन कम अज़ कम उसी तरह एक्शन करेगी कि आपकी जो तहज़ाबीत है कम करेगी। तो रूबिनिया दवाई है, ROBINIA,
हाँ जी हाँ जी।
वो लें, वो इस्तेमाल कीजिए। इसके साथ साथ एक और दवाई है अर्जेंटम नीट्रिकम, ये भी बहुत अच्छी साबित रहती है डिकार के लिए, बहुत ज़्यादा डिकार। और इसको होम्योपैथी को छोड़ो, अगर आपको ये खाना हजम नहीं हो रहा है, आपको डिकार इस वास्ते आ रहे हैं ना, तो इसके लिए आप ये नहीं, जो जिसको हम कहते हैं एंजाइम्स डाइजेस्ट, खाने को तोड़ने की जो एंजाइम्स होती हैं, प्रोटीएस, लिपेस, आपको पूरी बोतल मिल जाएगी जिसके नाम, जिस पर ऊपर लिखा होगा कि डाइजेस्टिव एंजाइम्स, तो वो आप लें हर खाने के साथ, 2 गोली आप लें तो आपको बहुत फ़ायदा। आपकी उम्र क्या है तकरीबन?
70।
माशाल्लाह। तो 70, 50, 40, 45 के बाद ना आदमी के जो पैंक्रियास होते हैं उसके अंदर जो डाइजेस्टिव एंजाइम्स का सिक्रीशन होता है, खरूज होता है, वो कम हो जाता है, तो इसकी वजह से भी आदमी को तकलीफ होती है। तो आप ज़रूर ये डाइजेस्टिव एंजाइम इस्तेमाल कीजिएगा। और रूबिनिया
ये कहाँ
12x
से मिलेगी?
ये आपको मिल जाएगी, ऑनलाइन मिल जाएगी, या ये जो हाई स्ट्रीट के अंदर ये मशहूर दुकानें होती हैं जो जिनके अंदर विटामिन वगैरह होती हैं, वहाँ से आप ले सकती हैं। लेकिन मैं तो
क्या
क्या,
नाम है, मुझे भूल गई मैं।
उसका नाम है डाइजेस्टिव एंजाइम्स।
डाइजेस्ट एंजाइम।
हाँ डाइजेस्टिव इंशा। और इसके साथ साथ आप ये भी लें, यानी एसिडोफिलस होते हैं, गुड बैक्टीरिया, वो भी आप लेते जाएँ इंशाल्लाह। और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि आप खाने के साथ पानी ना पिएं। जो पानी होता है ना,
अच्छा
आधा घंटे पहले पहले खाने से पिए या 2 घंटे खाने के बाद, इससे आपको बहुत ही और पानी भी कौन सा पिए, यानी जो कोकोनट वाटर होता है वो पानी पिए,
कौन सा? कोकोनट।
यानी खोपा जो होता है, खोपे का पानी,
अच्छा अच्छा कोकोनट।
आपको फ़ायदा होगा। ठीक है इंशाल्लाह। जज़ाकल्लाह खैर।
ओके, बड़ी मेहरबानी।
Jazakallah, Jazakallah. So, Allah Hafiz. So we're just saying this remedy is very good for anxiety and fear, for ghabarahat, especially if you have the physical kind of signs that you are like this remedy. You're thin, you've got thin fingers, you have maybe migraines, you have nosebleeds, you're very sensitive, you're very friendly, stuff like that. So number 2, this remedy is good for hair fall and dandruff. If your hair is falling, especially alopecia areata, many people have these fungal infections where they have small round patches on their hair, normally sometimes on their beard, and indeed sometimes all over the body. Then this is one of the remedies for that. Phosphorus is one of the remedies for that, and you just very easy take a tablet, phosphorus 30 at night time. It's very there's no side effects of these remedies. Homeopathic medicine is the safest medical system in the world, alhamdulillah. So good for hair fall and also good for dandruff. If you have issues with dandruff, this remedy could be your saving grace. And also for premature white hair. Some people in their families, their hair becomes white really quickly. One of the best remedies for that is phosphorus, and sometimes you need to take something called phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid is another very good remedy where there's weakness in the person, for whatever reason, they've been ill, they've had too much discharges, and their hair becomes very grey very quickly, they're tired, they have no himmat, no, तो उनके लिए भी ये phosphoric acid बहुत अच्छी दवाई है। Phosphorus जो है, ये जिन लोगों के बाल बहुत जल्दी सफ़ेद हो जाते हैं, तो उनके लिए भी ये बहुत मुफीद दवाई है। और स्पेशली खुसूसन वो लोग जिनके सरों के अंदर यानी कि 10 फीनी होती है या 50 फीनी के बराबर वहाँ से बाल गिर जाते हों, जिसको हम कहते हैं एलोपेशिया अरेटा है, उसके लिए भी ये बहुत अच्छी दवाई है, बहुत ही अच्छी दवाई है माशाल्लाह। और जिनको डैंड्रफ हो उनके लिए भी बहुत अच्छी दवाई है। और तीसरे नंबर पर ये जो दवाई लोगों को फ़ायदे देती है वो नाक के मसाइल के अंदर है। बाज़ लोगों को जो स्पेशली आजकल जिन लोगों को यानी कि खाने से कोई जायका नहीं आ रहा है या उनको यानी सूंघना अच्छी तरह उनको यानी दिखा स्मेल प्रॉपर्ली, तो ये जो फॉस्फोरस दवाई है इसके अंदर भी बहुत काम की दवाई है और बहुत फ़ायदा दे सकती है। और जिन लोगों को गुदूद हो नाक के अंदर, खुसूसन ऐसे गुदूद जिनसे यानी जब यानी कि डिस्चार्ज होता है तो वहाँ थोड़े थोड़े लाल लाल ज़र्रात खून के भी आते हों, तो इसके लिए ये बहुत मुफीद दवाई है। This remedy is very good for people who have nasal polyps. They can't, they have sleep apnea, they can't sleep. Sometimes they have the CPAP machine, they need to use that because they've got nasal polyps. So if they're very thin and fragile and like cold, very sympathetic people, then they can benefit from this remedy. Just one 30C potency every night for maybe 2 weeks. Number 4, this medicine can help with all issues of the eye, whether it's glaucoma, there's a rise in intra-orbital pressure, or if it's kind of conjunctivitis, whatever it may be, or if there's sensitivity to light, or there's issues with the optic nerve, there's damage to the optic nerve. Phosphorus is a big remedy for all these eye complaints. Even cataract is a major remedy for cataract. But like I said before, you've got to zoom out. You can't just look at the one picture in the eye. Does this person look like the arch phosphorus person? Next week, inshallah, I'm going to show you a picture of a person who looks like a phosphorus person. Yeah. And then you kind of, you realize, and I'll do this with all the remedies, inshallah, show you pictures of people who look very similar. The book I had, I couldn't find it. It's a very old book, but it shows pictures for each remedy that this phosphorus person looks like this for an adult and a child. Arsenicum album will look like this, adult and child, and it keeps showing you all the pictures, and from there you'll understand. You'll know many people who will suit some of these. It's quite an eye-opener, mashallah. So a very good remedy for cataract and also floaters. If you have floaters, it's a very good remedy, mashallah. Number 5, a good remedy for inflammation of the gums, bleeding gums. If you have bleeding gums, this phosphorus is very good. Why? Because it's a anti-hemorrhagic remedy. It stops bleeding. It's the number 1 remedy for stopping bleeding. This is found in all homeopathic first aid kits for bleeding. Phosphorus is amazing. If you've been to the dentist and your bleeding isn't stopping, phosphorus, the 200C in one dose, will stop that bleeding. Number 6, gastrointestinal troubles, GIT. This remedy is massive, like the other remedy I mentioned, arsenicum album. What we'll do next week, we'll talk about arsenicum album, because arsenicum and phosphorus and carboveg and allium cepa, these are very close in their pictures. So we know about arsenicum album. It's a big remedy for kind of diarrhea and gastritis and stomach upsets. Phosphorus is his brother or sister. It's very close. So phosphorus is a big remedy for diarrhea, redness, burning all over the body. A person who needs this remedy, their diarrhea is like it's a fire hydrant. So much comes out all of a sudden that it's very powerful. This, and they feel nauseous, they feel sick, they're vomiting, they may have ulcers along with their gastritis. And what makes it better? Cold drinks. All their stomach symptoms are better for having cold drinks. The other remedy, arsenicum album, is better for having warm drinks. Remember I mentioned about this remedy, phosphorus, that it's a very cold remedy. It wants heat everywhere, but the head symptoms and the stomach symptoms doesn't want heat, doesn't get better by heat, it gets better by cold. Arsenicum album is opposite. It's got burning pains, as has this remedy, but arsenicum album burning pains are better for warmth, and this remedy, phosphorus, has burning pains, even stomach cancers. It's a very big remedy for stomach cancers. And this remedy, the stomach symptoms and the head symptoms are better for cold. It's good for heartburn, nausea, vomiting, and an excellent medicine for stopping diarrhea. Okay, so what will happen with people who have this kind of diarrhea is that their food will often pass undigested. Undigested food passes with the stool on a few occasions. And number 2, The person who has diarrhea feels extremely weak. You know, you feel weak anyway when you got diarrhea, but the person who will benefit from this remedy, they feel extremely, extremely weak when they go on past diarrhea. It's like, you know, there's no parallel. They feel really weak. They just go from the bathroom and lay down because they have no strength. It's a big remedy for chronic fatigue syndrome. Big remedy. And big remedy for piles, for bleeding from piles, and also itching because of the piles, mashallah. And number 7, I didn't mention, this is a big remedy for pneumonia. It's almost a specific for right-sided lower, the lower lobe, pneumonia of the right-sided lung, of the lower part of the right-sided lung. So anybody who has coughs and bronchitis, pneumonias, and dry coughs, tickling, the cough is set off by talking, is set off by breathing air. They go from a hot room to a cold room. They start coughing. They have a kind of a itch in their throat that makes them cough. Phosphorus can do so much for these people. And sometimes when they expectorate, the blood comes out with it, and they have a lot of pain under the sternum here. There's a lot of pain there. Pressure, dyspnea, that kind of pressure indicates this remedy. The cough is very hard, it's very exhausting, and they have a lot of yellow phlegm. If that's the case, then this remedy can help. Number 8, a big remedy for laryngitis and issues of the voice box. Clergyman's throat, for instance, you've been shouting, wherever it may be, and your throat has kind of just gone, you can't speak, you've lost your voice, there's hoarseness there. Phosphorus can help you. Public speakers who do a lot of speaking, prolonged speaking, and they lose their voice, this remedy has helped so many. And number 9, gynae issues, female issues, metrorrhagia, heavy bleeding, intermenstrual bleeding, where you're bleeding between menstrual periods. Phosphorus, you know, I've lost count the amount of times we've helped ladies with this issue, with this remedy with phosphorus. Amazing, no side effects, just a few tablets, and alhamdulillah. We've got a call waiting. Let's go to the call. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Doctor, my daughter has got the diagnosis cancer in her back.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un.
So can you tell me any remedies, please?
She has cancer.
Yeah. It's not grown yet, but said there is a small one there.
Well, what stage is it?
Sorry?
What stage is it?
Just now they're starting it. They're just now taking X-rays and everything.
Allah ko shifa for my sister. Cancer is very serious. It's nothing that we can talk over on the phone. What it suggests is you consult some homeopath who's near to you. Where are you calling from?
London.
There's some very good homeopaths in London, mashallah. If you look at the Society of Homeopaths website, you'll have some very good homeopaths. Consult with these people. It's very, very important. There's so much you can do. And you know, I can't do justice at all, and I'll be being negligent if I mention, even if I begin to mention things on, here. It's too serious. It needs professional help, and there's no alternative but for you to contact your local homeopath. Obviously, let your GP know as well. Okay, Ben. Online, no, you're welcome. Online, I'm restricted. I can't, just because of broadcasting rules, I can't say so much I'd like to say. This being one of them. Okay, Ben. Allah give your daughter shifa, and we'll pray for her. And we'll dua karenge, inshallah. Of course, Allah. Balki now you can pray yourself. Look, it's nearly Maghrib time. Next few minutes, so this is the time to pray for your daughter. Ab dua kare, hamare liye bhi kare. Okay, Ben. Jazakallah. Allah give her shifa, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So, another 3.5 minutes. Let's quickly finish off. Female troubles, you know, big remedy for excessive weakness because of heavy bleeding. Number 10, this is a big liver remedy. This is the age, 21st century is the age where your liver is being massively compromised by just our society, our lifestyle, the toxicity around us, from fumes to foods. The liver is the biggest detox organ. This remedy is amazing liver remedy for cirrhosis, for fatty liver disease, so much thing. that affects the liver, enlargement of the liver, etc. Very, very good, especially when you have pain over the liver, then it's a big indication of being helpful to you. So phosphorus is a big remedy for liver issues. And number 11 is very good for backache. If you have backache, chronic backache, in our clinic we actually have a remedy made, a concoction made from 7 different homeopathic remedies for back pain, and phosphorus is one of the remedies. Very good for back pain, especially when you have burning pain. If you have burning pain, that's better for cold, then this is the indication for phosphorus. If it's back pain, where it's better for heat, whether it's back pain or stomach pain or any pain that's better for heat, likelihood is that arsenicum album will help you tremendously. And also when you got back pain, which you have to kind of, when you're stooping, that's when the pain is worse. When you're getting up from a seat and you're stooping, that is amazingly indicative of this remedy. So mashallah, this was more or less the remedy picture of phosphorus. It can help with so much illnesses, and it's side effect free, and it's easily available, and it's very, very cheap. It's just a win-win situation. So I mentioned at the beginning, the complementary remedies to phosphorus are arsenicum album, allium cepa, carbo veg. We'll talk about these next week, inshallah, probably arsenicum album, and I will show you the pictures of phosphorus next week, inshallah ta'ala. The remedy that in homeopathic medicine, there's certain remedies you can't use before or after certain remedies. So with phosphorus, you can't use a remedy called causticum after giving somebody phosphorus, and you can't use it before. So if I give somebody causticum, I won't give them phosphorus, and if I give them phosphorus, I won't give them causticum afterwards. And then obviously sometimes you want to get rid of the actions of this remedy. Then antidotes, you can give coffee cruda, mesotherium, nux vomica, terebinthia. These are all remedies which can neutralize the action of phosphorus, mashallah. So to take away from today, phosphorus is an amazing remedy, 3,920 symptoms it can help you with. Homeopathy has been used by the Queen, by the royal family, by so many presidents around the world. It's safe, it's non-toxic, it's good for pregnant ladies, for small children, for elderly people. It's just an amazing system of medicine given to humanity by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And many people say, oh, this is there's been so many different double-blind placebo-controlled trials showing the efficacy of homeopathic medicine. So inshallah, keep listening to this program, and we will share valuable healthcare information with our audience, with the expectation that inshallah they can benefit. And as always, keep your GP informed with everything you're doing. Inshallah, until next week, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.